So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose. So, hi everybody. Today we're doing maybe I should have saved this for Halloween, but I decided maybe I should talk about Casper right now instead. So, for people who don't know, Casper is a ghost. Really, not unless you watch the I think 1990. I'll find out anyway, since when I'm looking up for the actors who played him. But the movie that came out in the 90s, I don't remember the exact year right now, but I guess I'll probably find out when looking for the actor for that movie. Um, they came out when I was a kid. That's how I learned about him. I was the only one that ever gave him like how he died, and I like found out earlier that creators don't want to give him like how he died because they don't want to tell kids about death. And yet they used a character that has to do with death. Dude, don't pick a different that type of character you don't want to talk about death in it. So, because yeah, it's a really touchy subject for kids. Yet, a lot of kids movies do it a lot all the time. So, anyway, um, basically Casper is a friendly ghost instead of one that goes around scaring people. He just wants to be your friend, and yet every time he's around somebody, instead of letting him be their friend, he gets scared and runs away. And like usually, I think I know like one episode, one short, and this then like before Casper met his uncles, because the whole thing with his uncles, I always think it's like a Cinderella situation because the way they treat him. But but one short, I think it's either like him with around the skunk or people thinking he's a leprechaun instead, and that's why those people were okay with being with him until they found out no, he's a ghost, and they ran away. Like a skunk's okay with being around him because nobody wants to be around a skunk either, and since Casper probably can't smell because he's dead, he's okay with being around a skunk. So both of them would have something in common. So let's get started with the year that Casper came around. It looks like we got like two different little bitty like since he's based off a character in a book, just like Garfield and Popeye were. Um, First he appeared in a book, then he appears in in the cartoons. So looks like he first appeared in 1939 in a children's book called The Friendliest Ghost, and then the same name but 1949 a cartoon short. So let's get up his Wikipedia page to look up for who are the creators. So creators are Salmon, Oala, Leah, and Joe Aya. And there's also Vagan E. Valentine the second. So we got three different page. Three different creators here. I created him. So that's who creators are. The publishers, famous studios, and Harvey Comics. What I know about like Casper already, but I'm looking for the actors because this one doesn't show the actors. Um, that Casper's creators are no longer gaining money for it. They're because I think they went bankrupt and had to like get sewn into like a place where cartoons get sold to die. All right, so let's look up the actors. Then I'll look up on the one where is Casper a real ghost. So it looks like we got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So I don't know if this is in any particular order. So I don't know which one like played him first. But I'll like name all these actors because there's not really like the other ones. There's not really years here. So I think Devin Shaw was the one who played him in the movie, the one I talked about earlier. Because I remember that was one of the guys that we had a crush on when we were kids. That guy, and I don't think he acts anymore. Um, Michael Bershna is another one. Jeremy Fonder. That one sounds familiar too. The one that's the only there's two female actors here, and since a lot of times females do play better little kid roles than males, that makes sense. Um, Julia um, McFinder, um, Brandon Ryan Batten, and another Devon, uh, Wessender. Looks like the one from like the name looks similar to one says from Supernatural. Um, Neil Roy, Spencer Valman, Bobby Hanser, and this one hasn't really got a picture on it, but so I don't know what's a female or male. I just have to go by the name. Kel Stama Paper Worthless. So sorry for setting those names wrong. I have a really hard time pronouncing words sometimes, so apologies. I will, but like I always do, I always put down the person's name and put the pictures by it, so you guys can be able to pronounce it for yourself. So what's me look up? What I was gonna look up earlier is Casper, a real ghost, and because, like I said earlier, I think they don't want to talk about. Now, and I think in the movie, the one that came out in, pretty sure 1995, Casper went outside one day when it was really cold with his dad and was playing, and he got cold. He got cold, and he ended up dying of pneumonia. So, and they really don't give like how old he is, stuff like that. Because in that movie, I would say Catherine is at least about, I don't know. I would say the eldest she is like 17, and the youngest I would say she's 14. They don't really give you an age for her, but definitely, I would say they do give an age of Casper here. I think he's like 12, but mostly it's a crush because there's a lot of lines in this movie that Casper says. There's a girl on my bed. Yes, that would, and a lot of people probably would say his love for her is kind of creepy-ish, but and there's also that theory I remember, since both Richie Rich are both made by the same exact company. Some people think that Richie and Casper are the same person, except for Richie died. Um, that's who Casper came to be. Since in some iterations of Casper doesn't remember his old life at all, so that's why he would have a different name. So that's basically it on Casper. Um, I've seen 3 movies of his, and that's how I learned about him for those 3 movies. And I've seen some shorts of his. Like I said, I saw the one the '90s one, and I think I saw the one that was like either late '90s or early 2000s when they explained the origins about how when he first died and him meeting his so-called uncles, Fatso, Stretchy, and um, Stinky. I think that's what their names were. And so, if you guys enjoyed this video, and I have not decided which um, classic cartoon character I will look up on history next, or will it be a TV show that I look up? But usually it will always be something that's at least 20 years old. So some that way, some child, some adult. So some adult. That's one. So that way, yeah, somebody's a little more nostalgic over it. And this Casper, Casper's Brown since at least the 40s for some people. I don't know how many people you guys read him in the books, but most people are introduced him for those cartoon shorts, or in my case, is for those live action movies, which I would say, 2 of them hold up. I would only say, let's say one of them holds up pretty well, and the other 2, I don't think so. Okay, because I'm not really. Because I don't, I bet there's definitely not Devon Shaw for the other 2, and I don't think, and it's definitely not the same house for one of them. And the one other thing with, I'll talk if I ever get talked about Wendy the Witch. I'll explain um my my pick about that one later. So let me know if you guys want me to do any other Casper characters, because I might do the uncles down the line and find out when they showed up at the first time they show. Is that movie in the '90s? Because I don't never seen them in any of the shorts unless it was one that took place after that movie. So let me know. I would like to find out. Okay, so see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And do you want me to do anybody else that I have not touched base on, even if it's a character I don't like, or if it's a TV show that I haven't seen, I would have to familiarize myself with it, because there's a entire generation of shows I have not watched yet, and that's the Generation Z's. And most of those ones are not 20 years old yet, so I don't know if they would even count. So, bye.